What should we talk about in the meantime? Well, I say what, but realistically, there's only one option at this point in time, and that is the unfortunate passing of Ozzy Osbourne. But he hits a solid nostalgia button. Why? One of the first major concert experiences I had was going to 2003's Ozfest, I believe. It was one that had a bunch of bands like Korn and Disturbed and whatnot, and it was still Ozzy solo. And then the next year was when it was Black Sabbath and the bands like Slayer and Judas Priest and whatnot. And then I missed a year, then I came back for one more year, but that was the year where he only played a couple dates, and the one that I was at, System of a Down, was the headliner. So why was all this personally relevant to me? Well, I loved his music. Um, not I'm not sitting here saying I'm a die-hard hardcore fan. I'm really not that hardcore of a fan of his, but whenever my parents divorced, the Christmas gift I asked for that year was actually my own stereo system, and with it, I got 3 albums. Now, granted, I was 11 years old at the time, but this is 2 of them were based on things that I thought had really cool music videos on MTV, and one of them was just songs that I enjoyed that I had listened to off of cassettes that my brother had laying around. Now, you would think that would make me want to get Metallica, but no. What I got was Rammstein's Sehnsucht, Prodigy's Fat of the Land, and it was like a greatest hits album for Ozzy Osbourne that had a whole bunch of just random shit on it. So, those were my first 3 CDs that I had. And went on to add in one from Steam. So I'd listened to Ozzy for quite a few years, and a lot of his stuff influenced my early music tastes, and him being considered the godfather of metal, he really did have a heavy influence on all the music I listened to, regardless of whether it was directly him or not. Most of the bands that I listened to in my early youth, like Korn and whatnot, because I grew up in the new metal era, they all attributed Ozzy and Black Sabbath as major inspirations. There's a lot of bands that attribute Ozzy and Black Sabbath as major inspirations. Even if you don't like his music, the number of musicians that he inspired is just significant. Most of the modern metal scene wouldn't exist as is were it not for bands like Black Sabbath or Black Sabbath itself. So, hearing him passing and knowing his significance to my personal favorite genre of music, it's just a sad day.